let me show you all the things that I have to make content for. Up first is this brand new G.I. Joe, which is going to be the very first and maybe only G.I. Joe that I have reviewed or will review on this channel, because it's just too cool. And it's basically not a G.I. Joe, it's just a firefighter with some really cool accessories. So we'll find out if they ever get more of my money after I open this. Up next is something I am super excited about. Now, the following items came from AmiAmi. Now, I don't have any affiliation with them, unfortunately. I would love to, but it's just a great way to get a hold of Japanese items and get stuff early. This is a little robot cat. I assume it's something you would find in like a little cafe, and there'd be like little desserts and things that it just comes around while you're enjoying your lunch with your friends. And this would be like, hey, do you want to buy it? And then it probably makes super cute noises in real life. But this, it's just plastic. Up next is something I am very excited about, and I might review this, or at least start the video today, who knows. This, Millennia. I am a big Elden Ring fan. Love the game. Love the characters, love the designs, love the ability to swap armor parts, which is crazy to me that these folks are not making tons of characters. Like, they made this, and then they made the one dude that I reviewed and hated because it broke and it was really not good. So hopefully this is good. But it's wild to me that the people that are involved and behind the game, Bandai, they're not making a ton of figures that have swappable parts. Like, that's what, if you want that, I guess you just gotta go to Mythic Legions, but just make all the different, just make endless things, and then swappable parts. This is how I feel about Legend of Zelda stuff. Like, Figma should be making a bunch of armor kits or clothing options or something for Link, so that way you could just kind of customize and build the version from the game. It's crazy. Make accessories? Ugh. And this one, which is going to take some extra work because I think the figure by itself isn't great, which is basically kind of expected with this line, apparently. s.h.figuarts has really failed this community with their figures, so we'll have to find ways to do upgrades, and I do have clothing options from Tots action figures on the way, so we'll figure that out when the time comes. And I got a couple of extra accessory models, so you have to build these things, but I think they're gonna be very simple because there's not a lot to them, but it should be super fun. So you just have these like SWAT shield things, and then you have this like ballistic version, I guess. I don't know, but they seem cool, and sometimes building simple models can be very fun. And finally from AmiAmi is this one. And if you're familiar with this video game, then you're very familiar with this figure. And if you're not, well, just stay tuned, because I will give you the knowledge you need to be familiar with this thing and find out if it's something that you want. It is. It is something you want. Up next is a pretty hefty set that I really need to get on, but I don't even think there's any available anymore. I'll put links in the description to whatever I can find, but these came from Bombasby, and I think they're sold out. But you get an accessory pack with some extra goodies in here. That's super fun. But these are the Shark Boy British Gangsters, which I absolutely am very excited about because they look awesome. And these are the kind of guys that, like, when you see them, you just instantly want to give these guys some voices, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, you'd be gonna get him Bush, wouldn't he? Oh, yeah, we gonna get him real good. So he's got a couple of idiots, I guess. We got this Hammerhead. Oh, my God, look at all the details. And then, finally, the main guy himself. The boss, I'm guessing, of this trio. Oh, we're gonna smoke a little ciggy, are we? No, it's a cigar. Okay. And this one comes from Kowkis. If you should be able to get this still. So I will have a link down in the description. Now, something that's important, when you shop with Kowkis, like, they are crazy with packaging. So this thing was wrapped in bubble wrap, then it was inside of a cardboard box, and that cardboard box had a plastic bag on the outside, like a shipping bag. It's crazy. I know at some point the boxes were wrapped in bubble wrap, they were in a cardboard box, the cardboard box was wrapped in bubble wrap, and then there was a plastic mailer bag on the outside. So they definitely want your stuff to be protected, and you gotta appreciate that. But this set officially licensed Zootopia figures, which I've been waiting probably a year and a half for these things to come out. They're big. I think they're like 1/9 scale or something. Don't remember. But these are things that, because they're so big, would probably scale in line with your other stuff. But it's okay that they're larger because they're full of soft goods. They're full of high levels of articulation and incredible accessories. I'm very excited for this and excited for the fact that they're making a sequel. So if you loved Zootopia, well, get this from Gone and recreate some moments from the movie. Wonder if they'll make the sloth. Probably not. And something that you probably can't get. This was, I feel like I'm very lucky to have even had a chance to get this. It was on display at San Diego Comic-Con. This is part of Underverse. This is One Round, part of the Skeen line. And this is a 1/6 scale thing based on original artwork, and it's just one of those things that like visually is an absolute work of art, and I had to have one. They sold out by the time we found them. I've made posts about it, but then a few days after we had seen them, we went back to the booth and they were kind enough to let us order these things again. So I'm very excited that this is in my possession now, so that I can go over it. And just as a quick glance, the One Round stuff, or the Underverse stuff, the joints are all really fantastic. They're very buttery smooth, but they don't feel loose. This is almost like a mini review. This is like one of the most visually appealing, like soft goods designs. Like this is like a fashion designer on top of an action figure designer. This stuff is just, it's so awesome. And finally, you will be seeing a full review of a figure from Mondo that you will not be able to see anywhere else for many months, because I am lucky enough to have this Spike from Cowboy Bebop. I'll be doing a full review of this guy and all of his accessories, which I technically recorded yesterday. So be prepared for that and everything else. That this is probably gonna take forever to get these videos out. It does work with any NECA street scene because they're all built exactly the same way. So whatever style you want a mirrored version, you got a couple of these things. I have it set up so that you can put multiple images together. And if this does well, I do want to do more things in the future, and be sure to order yours with the links below. If you enjoyed this, you want to see some stuff get reviewed, because I don't just talk about what I will review, I have previously reviewed things like that right there. So go ahead and click it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.